This is the City of Waupaca, first Tuesday of the month, City Council meeting.
I'll call this first meeting in 2021 to order. It's Tuesday, January 5th, 2021, and it is 6:06 p.m. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone want to rise, and we'll begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and we'll have Sandy read the open meeting statement for us.
This meeting and all other meetings of the Common Council are open to the public. Proper notice has been posted and given to the media in accordance with Wisconsin state statutes, so that citizens may be aware of the time, place, and agenda of this meeting.
Thanks, Sandy, and take roll too, please.
Brian Smith.
Here.
Steve Hackett.
Here.
Lori Chestnut.
Here.
Paul Hagan.
Here.
Alan Keeland.
Here.
Scott Perchatsky.
Here.
Dave Peterson.
Here.
Paul Mayo. Paul Mayo. Is he on, Aaron?
I don't think so, Sandy.
I don't see him either.
Okay. Dimitri Martin.
Here.
Mary Fair.
Here.
And Eric Olson.
Here.
9 present. We have a quorum.
All right, we have, I'm going to text Paul Mayo and just see what's going on too, but, all right. So we have the consent agenda. What you have in front of you is what's on the consent agenda for tonight. We can leave them all there, or if somebody would like to move one of those items over to the regular agenda and discuss that and vote on that individually, this is the time for you to let me know that. Anybody would like to see any changes? We need a motion then to approve the consent agenda. Make sure you give me your name ahead of time just so I get it, please.
Olson to approve the consent agenda.
Chestnut to second.
Yeah, I had a motion by, I'm sorry, Eric Olson, second by Lori Chestnut to approve. Sorry about that. The consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Again, under the regular agenda, there's no additions or deletions, so we would just need a motion to approve the regular agenda.
Fair, move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion by Fair, and then 2 people talked at once there, so who's the second?
Peterson.
Dave Peterson, second, to approve the regular agenda. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. All right, let's go to non-agenda items and announcements. We have a proclamation, which is on page 69 of your packet. This is honoring Lois May Dorschner on her 100th birthday. And I'm going to go ahead and read this. We did make sure that she got this proclamation the week of her birthday. So pretty special, I think, for that. So here, let me go ahead and read it. This is a proclamation honoring Lois May Dorschner on her 100th birthday, whereas Lois May Dorschner will be honored by friends and relatives in celebration of her recent 100th birthday on December 11th, 2020, and whereas Lois May Dorschner was born in Waupaca on December 11th, 1920, and has lived in Waupaca since that time. And whereas Lois May Dorschner has owned only one home, which was located at 1013 Churchill Street. And whereas Lois May Dorschner was married to Irvin Dorschner on March 27, 1941, and they remained happily married until Irvin's death in January of 1976. Whereas Lois May Dorschner and Irvin Dorschner were blessed with 3 children, Gloria Dorschner, Donald Dorschner, and Nancy Dorschner, and 6 grandchildren, Dennis Dietz, Dan Dietz, Chuck Dalkey, Robin Dorschner, Anisha Dorschner, and Benjamin Dorschner. And whereas Lois May Dorschner is a 5-generation great-great-grandmother, and whereas Lois May Dorschner worked at Woody's Cheese, formerly located on West Fulton Street, and whereas Lois May Dorschner for 5 years was the president of the F.A. Martin chapter of the Women's Relief Corps at the Wisconsin Veterans Home in King, Wisconsin. And whereas Lois May Dorschner and Irvin Dorschner were well-known local square dancers in which they frequented the amusement hall at the Wisconsin Veterans Home, now therefore I, Brian Smith, offer my admiration, congratulations, and very best wishes to Lois May Dorschner on her 100th birthday. So, good way to start the meeting today.
Very nice. Very nice.
And sorry about that. Okay, let's move on then. We have public input. Aaron or Sandy, do we have any outside public input?
No, Mayor.
I had nothing
I've never
from me,
seen
Mary.
it.
All right. And again, I forgot, and I want to make sure that I recognize that Aaron Jensen, our city administrator, is in attendance. Sandy Stibbs, Kathy Kaza, our finance director, treasurer, Peg Burrington, library, Tom Hart, our city attorney, is with us tonight. Justin Behrens, Public Works, Andrew Whitman, Parks and Rec, Brian Hosell, our police chief, and then also, of course, Josh Warner is with us tonight too, representing the IT media director department. Just wanted to make sure I got that in. Anybody on council that would like to give any public input, non-agenda item? All right, let's move on then to unfinished business. We have resolution 1474, which is on page 70, or starts on page 70. This is an adoption of the City of Waupaca Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan 2021 through 2025. And Andrew, got your name on that.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor, council members. So this is just something to clean up on East Central's end that they needed. I just realized that this version is the Park and Rec version that went through the Park and Rec board. And I had written a version for Common Council. So do you want me to share my screen and share that? Is that legal, kosher, or not?
That's probably a question for Tom Hart, but I would think it would be, as long as we sign the right one and we get to see it. So
yeah. The wording is exactly the same. It just has a different date and signature on the bottom. So Tom, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. The only changes as to what you have is the date.
The date and has the mayor's signature instead of the Park and Rec board president or chairperson's signature.
Okay, and this, so recite then in which packet this resolution is in?
That one is in the Park and Rec board packet, and then I have an updated version that didn't get into this packet for some reason.
I see it's not that long. Do you mind just reading it?
I can read it. Yep.
It's just a one-page resolution, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Do you want me to share the updated one or just go with this one?
One that's going to be signed.
Okay. Okay, so this is resolution number 1474, just to clean up, like I said, something for East Central, which is the adoption of the City of Waupaca Comprehensive Outdoor Rec Plan. Whereas the City of Waupaca has requested that East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission provide assistance in updating its comprehensive open space and recreation plan, and whereas the comprehensive outdoor recreation plan is intended to serve as an ancillary component of the city's community development and comprehensive plan, and whereas the City of Waupaca Park Board and East Central Planning have worked closely to encourage active public participation in the preparation of this plan, and whereas adoption of the plan is required for the City of Waupaca to become eligible for cost-sharing aid programs administered by the state of Wisconsin. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the City of Waupaca Common Council that the City of Waupaca Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan be adopted as the approved recreation plan for the City of Waupaca Parks and Recreation Department. It should say signed this 5th day of January 2021 by the City of Waupaca Common Council, Waupaca, Wisconsin. And that is it.
And then the other change would be instead of Eric Olson, Park Board Chairperson, it'll be signed by Brian Smith, Mayor.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Andrew. So we're looking for a motion to approve that plan.
Keelan moves to approve.
Chestnut second.
Motion by Alan Keelan, second by Lori Chestnut, that we approve Resolution 1474. Any discussion? Sandy will call the roll.
Steve Hackett,
Aye.
Lori Chestnut,
Aye.
Paul Hagan,
Aye.
Alan Keeland,
Aye.
Scott Perchatsky,
Aye.
Dave Peterson.
Aye.
Is Paul Mayo on? Nothing from Paul yet?
I don't see him.
I don't
Okay.
either. No.
Dimitri Martin,
Aye.
Mary Fair,
Aye.
and Eric Olson.
Aye.
9 ayes, motion carried.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Sandy. Next up, then we have new business. This is to discuss the City of Waupaca bike and pedestrian plan. And again, we're going right back to Andrew. So go ahead, Andrew.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, Council members. So this is something that has been talked about for many years between the departments of Park and Rec, Public Works, and the City Administrative's Office. So this is a plan that would directly benefit all three of us. And we worked with East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission, again, the people we just worked with for the court plan, to come up with a scope of work, and that is also attached for you here tonight. That falls in with the things that would be useful to all three of our departments. So I'll kind of start the conversation here. Aaron and Justin, if they have anything to add, they can jump in, or if you have any questions for the three of us, just let us know. So we were able to look at some bike and ped plans that they have done recently, including the county bike and ped plan that they had recently done. We feel comfortable with what we would get based on that scope of work and the needs of our departments. Is actually the scope of work was a little bit bigger to start, and we pared it down, knowing exactly what we were looking for as far as getting some help for this planning for the future. As I said earlier, we just worked with East Central for the comprehensive outdoor rec plan, and we're happy with that plan and happy with that work. So as far as budget is concerned, two things to address here. We did have some money in the 2021 capital improvement budget. We had it budgeted for about $18,000. So this scope of work comes in well below that at $15,370. As you can see, we only got one. We only received one quote or scope of work, and that's due to now joining. Someone joining it, apparently. That goes along with that chapter 3.05 section 5D that was put in last year, and I'll just read that so we're all on the same page. It states that for all capital expenditures included in subsections A, B, and C, which just falls in cooperative purchasing agencies or other government purchasing programs, may be utilized in lieu of 3 written quotes or proposals. Like I said, this request falls below that. We're very confident that with our partnership and the county's partnership, that's going to be the lowest quote we're going to get for this type of scope of work because of that partnership. So, Aaron or Justin, do you have anything to add to that?
I'll let Justin go first if he has anything.
I think you hit the nail on the head pretty well there, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew, nice job. The only thing I would add is, the ability to get grants. This plan is, once this is kind of adopted and in place, our ability to get grants for things such as maybe the pedestrian bridge at Riverview. We looked at a multimodal grant with surrounding townships earlier in 2020. Those types of things will become more available, and we'll have a better chance at those types of grants once something like this is adopted.
Yeah, I think Aaron is completely right there. Same with the court plan, the lake management plan. Now that we have a grant writer who's really done a wonderful job for us, it really is important to have these plans in place that address those certain things that you're going after for money. As far as a timeline, to address that a little bit, they were confident that if approved tonight, we could actually start probably a little bit sooner than it says in the scope of work of March. We'd be looking more at February. It's about 12 to 15 months, so we wouldn't see anything completed until spring/summer of 2022. So there's a lot of work that goes into it, but it'll be a very useful plan, as I said, for all 3 departments. So what we're looking for tonight is just a common council approve entering into a contract with East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission to complete a bicycle and pedestrian plan for an amount not to exceed $15,370.
Anybody want to make that motion?
Hackett, I make a move to approve.
Yeah, I got a motion by Hackett. Lori, you want to second that?
Sure will. Thank you.
Okay. Second by Lori to approve entering into a contract with East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission, or ECWRPC, to complete a bicycle and pedestrian plan for an amount not to exceed $15,370. Discussion?
I have a question. This is Scott.
Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Andrew, it mentions in the outline there of their scope of work, the 6 E's, based on the 6 E's. What are those? Can you elaborate?
What task is it under?
Well, it's under public outreach, stakeholder. It says develop goals and objectives, and it says based on the 6 E's.
Sure. I cannot elaborate on that. Justin, do you know what that represents?
That's an East Central thing. They have, I don't know what all the E's stand for, but it's a metric that they have used to help through these certain.
The reason I'm asking
is that someone's TV? I assume it's very similar to in our court plan. I'm trying to look exactly. There was something similar, and to Justin's point, it's really just how they go about it. In the court plan, it was considered the SMART goals. And so I assume this is just another acronym for them and how they set those things up. But I can definitely ask and send you an email on that.
It has to do with the safe routes to school. One of the E's is like engagement. There are all these acronyms like engagement, engineering, equity, something like that. And it's like
environmentally safe. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's a matrix based on the Safe Routes to School program.
All right. Thanks.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, let's vote. Sandy, go ahead. Call the roll.
Sandy, you're on mute.
I do it. You still are.
Still on mute.
You're still on mute.
Uh-oh.
All right, you mark it, I'll talk. Let's see what we can do. This might be hard for me. I don't have everybody's name down. Let's go, Dave Peterson,
Aye.
Steve Hackett,
Aye.
Dimitri Martin,
Aye.
Mary Fair,
Aye.
Alan Keelan,
Aye.
Eric Olson,
Aye.
Scott Perchapsky,
Aye.
Paul Hagan.
Aye.
How about Paul Mayo? Is he on yet?
I'm here.
Okay, you vote.
Aye.
All right, thank you, Paul. Is that it? Did I get all
Nope.
10? Oh,
Lori Chestnut.
Lori,
Aye.
you're right up at top there. Lori Chestnut voted aye. Okay, so we got all 10? Is Sandy back now, Aaron, or what's?
She's not. We do have all 10. Sandy, if you want to try to drop off and rejoin, see if that works. I just saw a suggestion from Josh in the chat.
But she's moving around in there. All right, let's, where are we next here? Okay, next we have a update on the acquisition and development agreement with St. Mary's Church. And Aaron, that's you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Smith. So Council, you'll see a memo on page 74 of your packet. This kind of outlines something similar to what we saw about a year ago. We're looking at updating the acquisition and development agreements for 223 Division Street, formerly St. Mary Magdalene Church. With Mr. Pedrelli, we're looking at just re-upping it and really extending it throughout 2021. This is something we talked about earlier, about really with the pandemic and the impacts of that. Hasn't been a ton of interest, and we would, we may anticipate some similar if we don't do something else with this property over the next year. I do plan on bringing back this as a conversation in the next couple months, as far as what the city may be able to do to spur on some interest in that area and that property. The agreement does allow the city to, if the city has a developer they're working with or sees that a developer has interest, we can always come forward with an alternative proposal outside of the scope of Mr. Pedrelli, and we would receive that property back at that time if council felt like that was the direction we wanted to go. The only caveat to that is if it was specifically senior housing, which Mr. Pedrelli owns right to the north of that, he would have kind of the right of first refusal on that. So I think that just extending the agreement allows us to do kind of what we envision having conversations on over the next couple months. So I'll look forward to bringing some more detail to council in the near future.
So what we're looking for tonight is just to extend this amended version, and it's going to go through all of 2021, if Aaron, right?
That is correct, Mayor. Yep.
Oh, okay, thank you. So we would need a motion to approve that.
Fair, move to approve. Lori,
Lori,
second.
second.
Okay, I got a motion by Mary Fair, second by Dimitri Martin, to approve the amended version of the acquisition and development agreement with Mr. Pedrelli. Any discussion? Sandy, you back on?
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay. Steve Hackett,
Aye.
Lori Chestnut,
Aye.
Paul Hagan,
Aye.
Alan Keeland,
Aye.
Scott Perchatsky,
Aye.
Dave Peterson,
Aye.
Paul Mayo,
Aye.
Dimitri Martin,
Aye.
Mary Fair,
Aye.
and Eric Olson.
Aye.
10 ayes, motion carried.
All right. Thank you, Sandy. Next up, we have resolution number 1475. This is City of Waupaca compliance with section 104, parent I. Parent 1, parent I don't know. Parent I, parent 1, I can't read that. Of Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. And Aaron, this is you also.
Yeah, thanks again, Mayor. So resolution number 1475 directly relates to the community or the CDBG program and grant money. We were made aware of it probably August, September of this year from Dave Teal, Waupaca County Economic Development Corporation, that CDB had made some changes and was requiring that cities and municipalities adopt policies that relate to excessive force within the police department, and acted by those policies, and then a resolution to recognize those policies. We actually were planning, I've been working with the chief of police, or Chief Hozell, we were planning to bring this forward earlier in the fall, but it just so turns out that the police department was actually in the process of updating their policy. They've had one for a long, long time, but they were going through an update, and we wanted to reference the most updated and correct policy. So what this does is, by adopting this resolution, it makes us eligible for CDBG grants moving forward. We actually have one right now that we're working with our grant writer on, Greg, and you guys can expect to see probably a handful of these resolutions in the next couple meetings preparing for that application. So I'll give a report on that at our next council meeting as well. But that's what this resolution is doing.
All right. So again, we would lead a motion to approve this resolution.
Peterson move.
Chestnut second.
Thank you. Motion by Dave Peterson, second by Lori Chestnut, that we approve or adopt resolution number 1475. Discussion? Sandy will call the roll.
Steve Hackett,
Aye.
Lori Chestnut,
Aye.
Paul Hagan,
Aye.
Alan Keeland,
Aye.
Scott Perchatsky,
Aye.
Dave Peterson,
Aye.
Paul Mayo,
Aye.
Dimitri Martin,
Aye.
Mary Fair,
Aye.
and Eric Olson.
Aye.
10 ayes, motion carried.
All right. Next up, we have the citywide deer hunt. Aaron, you're still up.
Thanks again, Mayor. Memo on page 79 of your packet. This has happened the last 3 years. We're bringing it forward again. It's been a success the last few years. Last year, we actually harvested 13 deer in an effort to control the deer population in the city. Alderman Keeland, you were very familiar with this as you kind of led up this committee, I believe, in the past, but we're just looking to bring it forward. Roger Hansen has done an excellent job in administering this in the past. I'm just going to read through some of the bullet points here. The hunt time period we'd be looking at for the 2021 deer harvest would be January 15th to March 31st. The hunt will occur on large tracts of public and private lands, including the city airport, recycling center, cemetery, well 2 on Washington Street, and the Waupaca Country Club. Hunters can sign up on the city website. Signing up expresses interest only and does not guarantee that a tag will be issued. Priority will be given to landowners and local residents. Hunters must have a valid bow license issued by the state of Wisconsin and may only hunt with the type of bow in which they are permitted to use. Hunters who are issued a tag must purchase a $10 bow discharge permit from the police department. These must be turned into Mr. Hansen before January 15th, and permits are good for 2 years. 20 deer tags will initially be acquired from the DNR. If additional tags are needed, they can be acquired, and Mr. Hansen will work through that. Mr. Hansen will also meet with each hunter and explain the rules of the hunt, such as hours and locations. Cost to process any deer taken will be at the hunter's expense. If a hunter does not want the deer, Mr. Hansen will process and donate to the breadbasket here in Waupaca. Background checks will be done on all hunters selected, and the agreement to this, in which the hunter signs, is attached to this memo, as you can see in your packet on page 81. So we'd be looking forward. I've talked to Roger this week, and I know he's actually was able to acquire tags, obviously waiting for approval, but we would recommend to approve the city managed deer harvest for 2021.
Move to approve, Martin.
Fair, second.
Motion by Dimitri Martin, second by Mary Fair, that we approve of the city management of deer harvest for 2021. Any discussion?
Is there any provision for extending beyond March 31?
There is not currently, Alan. Is that something that you guys have talked about in the past?
In the past, I think we extended it to April 30th on at least one occasion.
Okay, let me, if you don't mind, let me look into that and I'll get back to you.
If I may add, I believe we did that the first year, Alan, because we got a late start. Just
right,
information.
And I'm saying that I'm okay with going to March 31st, but you could bring it back to council again for an extension if need be.
Yep, I will let you know what the options for that are. If we approve this tonight, it would be to the March 31st, as you explained.
Okay. Any other discussion? We're going to just voice vote here. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Anybody that wishes to abstain? Okay, motion carried. Let's go to the license report number 1521. This is a taxi cab vehicle renewal, and you can find that on page 82. So again, this is just normal bookkeeping and stuff like that. So we would just need a motion to approve this license report.
This is Lori, move to approve.
This is Paul Hagan, second.
Motion by Lori Chestnut, second by Paul Hagan, that we approve license report 1521. Any discussion?
I would like to know, does the R&R cab company only have one vehicle?
I do not know the answer to that. Steve, I don't know if anyone else does.
Well, the answer is no, they have more than one vehicle. So, I mean, I'm not sure how that's being handled, if they're going to apply in the future for any other vehicles, but they have multiple vehicles.
Well, that's what I thought, but I just don't see any other listings.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, unless they're changing their mind going into January, but Aaron, you can, or Sandy, one of you, can you look into that? I don't think there's any problem with just approving this one vehicle for now, and then we'll find out the rest.
Steve, I'll look into that for you first thing in the morning, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Anybody else? Yes.
They've done this in the past, where they've only registered one vehicle, and then maybe throughout the year they've registered another one. I think they did this a number of years ago, that they weren't allowed to be transporting using the bus until that was registered. So this has happened a few times over the last few years.
Okay. All right. Well, let's find out. I mean, I think they would be better off listing more vehicles than less, quite honestly. But let's just find out what's going on.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
So could Sandy, could you let us all know the results of that?
Sure. I can send them. I'll send an email to everybody tomorrow.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I mean, if there's additional vehicles, we might be looking at an additional license report for the next meeting too. So we'll find out that way too. All right, anybody else? Again, voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Against? Anybody that would like to abstain? All right, then we have license report 1522, which is on the following page. You have a bunch of names on there. Again, these are all taxi cab drivers, and they've been checked and so on. So, looks like you have one on there, Sandy, that's pending of payments and fines. So that person will not get their license until they have successfully paid off those fines.
Correct. Yes, we make sure everything is paid and cleaned up before we issue the license.
All right, sounds great. All right, somebody want to make a motion?
Olson to approve.
Hackett, second.
Motion by Eric Olson, second by Steve Hackett, that we approve license report 1522. Any further discussion? Again, another voice vote here. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Anybody that would like to abstain? Motion carried. All right, next page. We have license report number 1523. These are the bartender's license or operator's license, as we call them. And there's 4 names on there. Looks like they're all good to go. Again, we need a motion to approve.
Move to approve, Fair.
Second, Chestnut.
I got a motion by Mary Fair, second by Dave Peterson, to approve license report 1523. This is that operator's license. Any discussion? Voice vote again. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. All right. I don't know how my name got on this next one. 1524, license report number 1524. This is a dance hall license, and just to remind everybody, so our liquor licenses and our operator's license actually are on a fiscal year. They run from July 1st through June 30th, but the dance hall license, which are normally related to bars or restaurants or whatever, they're actually on a calendar year. So that's why you're seeing the dance hall license and not the liquor license request in this packet here. So you have some names on there. And this is license report number 1524. We would need a motion to approve.
Keelan, move to approve.
Hackett, second.
Motion by Alan Keelan, second by Steve Hackett, to approve license report 1524. Discussion. I find it funny that my name is on there because I can't dance if you shot at my feet. So all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Against? Anybody that would like to abstain? Motion carried. All right, then we have just a change in the agent for the Par 4 Resort. So that's license report number 1525. So this is not a new owner or anything. It's just they're changing the agent to this Russell Reeves. He's now their general manager out there at Par 4. So we would just need a motion to approve that license report.
To approve.
Second, Fair.
Okay, sorry, I missed who it was that made the motion.
Hackett.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Motion by Hackett, second by Mary Fair, that we approve license report 1525. Any discussion? Again, voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion, abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you. All right, and then we have, where are we? So we got 1520. We did that one. Okay, 1526. This is the scrap dealer's license. And these are actually, they must be two new ones here, or we caught up to them, but because those are on a fiscal year also. So, so we have the Waupaca thrift store, and then we also have Loot Vintage and Supply. We would need a motion to approve this scrap dealer's license for these two.
Peterson move. Olson second.
Motion by Dave Peterson, second by Eric Olson, that we approve license report number 1526. Any discussion? Again, voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Anybody want to abstain? Motion carried. All right. We're still not going to make the 45 minutes for Zoom. Next up, we have issues discussions. We have none tonight for this. Communications, recommendations of the mayor. I have nothing I can think of extra tonight. So we'd be looking for a motion. Aaron, you have anything you want to add tonight, or?
Thanks, Mayor. You know, the only thing I will add is, guys, I know, and I said it in an email, but you know, having the virtual meetings is smart right now. I think it's the right thing to do. But it also, you know, we lack some of that. I don't get to see you guys before meetings, after meetings. So I would just encourage anybody who wants to talk about any city business, set an individual meeting with me if it's more comfortable through Teams. I'm happy to do that. If you want to meet in person with a mask on here at City Hall, I'm also happy to do that. So just look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Yep, absolutely. Anybody else have
Mayor?
anything for the, yeah, go ahead.
Mayor, I do. Today at 5 was the deadline for anybody interested in being on the election ballot in April. And we did receive 4 incumbents. And of course, we all read the article in the paper. Steve Hackett is not running, but there were no new candidates running, just so everybody's aware.
Okay.
All right.
So, Sandy,
Yeah.
in case we have some council members or somebody that's listening to this meeting tonight and wants to see if we can find somebody, since they're not on the ballot, how does that work?
Well, somebody could run as a write-in if they're interested. They should come down and see us at City Hall, and we'll make sure that they're set up. They just would have to file their notification of candidacy papers, but they would be a write-in on the ballot. But that's the last recourse that anybody can do now.
If they want to be on council by being voted on, they would have to do it as a write-in.
Correct.
Okay. And whoever the write-in is, I mean, let's say there's 4 people that I know I just trying to ask a question here. So if you have 4 people, whoever has the most votes would win?
Correct. And we would call them and ask them if they are serious and want to be on council. It would be their choice.
All right. What if Mickey Mouse wins again?
We won't call him.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, yeah, for those of you that are out there listening in social media world or through our website, if you are interested in replacing Steve Hackett on the city council, you can come down to City Hall, fill out papers, and then you can be a write-in candidate. Obviously, you'd have to get out and promote yourself a little bit more too to make sure that they get your name spelled right in the write-in area and stuff like that. But that would be a good way for somebody to be able to get on to the council.
But please note that you have to live in wards 5 or 10 in Steve's
Yeah.
district.
Yeah, good point. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
you're welcome.
All right. Anybody else for tonight?
Move to adjourn.
Motion by
Second,
Hagan,
Keelan.
second by Keelan that we adjourn. I got to make sure I say go pack before this, but all right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Have a great night.